आदरणीय दर्शकवृन्द, हामी आजको यो विविध सङ्गालो कार्यक्रमको अन्त्यमा आइपुगेका छौँ। सगरमाथा टेलिभिजन परिवार तपाईहरूको सहयोग, सल्लाह, सुझाव तथा कार्यक्रमको प्रतिक्रियाको सधैँ अपेक्षा गर्दछ। तसर्थ हाम्रो ठेगाना हो सगरमाथा टेलिभिजन, PO Box 1400, लोटन, भर्जिनिया 22079। हाम्रो इमेल ठेगाना हो info@nepaltvusa.com। हामीलाई फोन गर्न सक्नुहुनेछ। हाम्रो फोन नम्बर हो 703-926-9530। हस्त दर्शकवृन्द, यहाँहरू समक्ष हाम्रो नेपाली धारावाहिक टेली चलचित्र माइतीको अर्को भाग प्रस्तुत गर्दै आजको यो विविध सङ्गालो कार्यक्रमबाट म विपिन राजुप्रति बिदा चाहन्छु। आगामी कार्यक्रमसम्मका लागि बिदा दिनुहोस्। नमस्ते।
Next, we have a legal discussion with Mr. Fitzgerald Lewis and Mr. Ali Azhar, attorneys at law from the Law Office of Lewis and Associates, Falls Church, Virginia.
Namaste viewers, this is Fitzgerald Lewis
and Ali Azhar
from the Law Offices of Lewis and Associates in Falls Church, Virginia, and you're watching us on Sagarmatha Television program. Ali, what are we discussing today?
Mr. Lewis, I wanted to discuss something a little different than immigration this week.
Okay.
And it actually stems from a query that we had, a question from somebody who had contacted me. It happens to be somebody from Nepal who's come over here, who's working and was employed for a considerable amount of time and for extended hours during their employment period, their pay cycle. And the company has since then changed ownership. However, there's this issue of overtime and other unpaid wages and whatnot, and it's multiple individuals. What relief does one have where they find that they've been employed and they've been working and they've not been given overtime or back wages or something like that? What type of recourse does a person in that situation have?
Well, the law protects people in these type of scenarios where people are not getting paid their rightful wages. Now, in the past, I have dealt with a whole bunch of Nepali people, and part of it is because I think Nepalis are very, very kind people, so people end up taking advantage when you are a nice person. In most of these cases, what had happened is that the person has worked over 40 hours per week, and then they were not getting overtime. Additionally, the employers had promised certain amount of money to be given to them, and that money was not being paid, the bonuses and whatever not. And basically, the law allows you to file a lawsuit even if you are no longer with the employer. But however, you can only go back up to 2 years. In certain cases, if there's fraud involved, you can go a bit longer, but essentially you're looking at 2 years. The good news is you generally do not have to pay your attorneys up front. Most of the attorneys, including our firm, ends up taking these cases on a contingency basis. What that means to a regular person is that you don't have to pay the money. The money ends up coming from the employer. The law allows it that the employer be responsible for making that payment. Now, a lot of times people ask me, well, Mr. Lewis, I don't have the documents to prove that I have worked overtime. I don't have the documents showing what my rate of pay was. Now, the law will assume at a minimum the minimum wage is supposed to be paid. And many times, even if the minimum wage plus time and a half in overtime, people are working, especially from overseas, sometimes 100, 110 hours a week. And if those are the type of issues you're dealing with, you can well imagine in one of the cases we were looking at over $100,000 in damages. We ended up settling that case for about $67,000. It was a case out of Baltimore. So these are the type of things that happen regularly in scenarios with people working in restaurants and other places. Again, talk to lawyers that you feel comfortable with. Not, even if you're illegal, it's not going to have an impact on your case. No one is going to come and grab you because the law is on your side. In these type of scenarios, we have been able to stop people from getting deported while we were litigating their cases. So again, these are not things that one should be worried about. These are your rights. Stand up for them so that other people will not have to suffer. This is Fitzgerald Lewis
And Ali Azhar
saying goodbye and God bless for now.
Thank you.
adventures in Nepal.
Well, this is all for today. We hope you have enjoyed our program. Now, it is time to conclude today's program with this beautiful Nepali dance. See you next week. Until then, I'm Sharmila Upreti saying goodbye and namaste.